Shall I tell you about my life? They say I'm a man of the world. I've flown across every time. I'm so pretty. Guess I got everything I need. Wouldn't ask for more. There's no one I'd rather be. I just wish I had known. Well, hi there pluckers, I was Saw Things again with part 2 of my lesson on Fleetwood Mac's classic song Man of the World featuring Peter Green. So in part 1 we did the intro, and we came out of the intro with a B minor and a little riff, bit of a pause, and then we're going straight into the first verse, okay? And shall I tell is where the guitar in starts. Shall I tell? Now the good thing about this is if the first and second verses basically play exactly the same as the intro, apart from the very end of the verse, okay? So if you play the intro, you've basically got the verse, okay? So, shall I tell you about my life? They say I'm a man of the world. I've flown across every time. I have seen all the pretty girls. Right up to the B minor is exactly the same as the intro. And instead of playing the little, this bit, instead of playing that, we play. Okay, so that last line is I have seen lots of pretty girls. Okay, so we do a strum on the B minor, pretty girls, and then this little riff. Right, so what's that little riff? Right, what I'm doing is I'm bending, pre-bend, what they call pre-bend, so you bend the string before you hit it. Okay, so you bend up the 5th fret of the 2nd string, the B string. You bend it up, then hit it, and let it go down. And then go to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then you play the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Okay, so it's got that. So that bit it goes, and I see lots of pretty girls. Okay, and then after the 3rd string on the 4th fret, you play a G minor, single strum. So the whole last line is, I have seen lots of pretty girls. Nice sort of arpeggiated strum. Now obviously I'm playing it down here on the acoustic, normally on the electric it's up here. Okay, but I'm trying to keep everything more suitable for an acoustic. Okay, so that's not quite the same as the record, but there are 2 guitars playing on the record as well. Okay, so let's just do that whole last line again. So, and I see lots of pretty girls. Okay, and then it goes. Right, so what I'm doing now, standard D shape, I hit the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, then the strum, okay, so, then open top E string, take the 2nd finger off, open top E string, so, and hit that twice, okay, so we got that 2nd on the 3rd, strum, 2 open top E string, then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Look at that, so it's, and then hammer back open from an open top E string into that 2nd fret on the top E string. the second finger. So and the final strum on the D. Okay, so second on the third, strum, open top E string twice, third on the second, hammer, open third top E string to second with a D shape, and then the strum. Right, so it's try to do it again. So it's a bit try slowly. Here we go. Like that. So the whole thing is. Okay, and then we've got another little riff, but it's a bit tricky one, this one. Right, so what I'm doing there is I'm playing, I'm using that the sort of same fingering basically as you use on the first chord. Okay, so after you do that, almost straight away you go third on the first fret of the second string to the second on the third and back to the third on the second. Right? Then the fifth fret of the top E string. Down to the third fret on the top E string. Now we've got a little bit of a trill. Got that? So it's a hammer up from second to third and back to the second. So now you've got that. Back to the second string on the third fret, and then the second on the third. So third on the second, second on the third. So the whole thing very slowly. Again. Okay, so the whole thing up now we've got from the last line of the second verse, sorry, the first verse, sorry. I see walks a pretty girl. Okay, so it's just again very slowly. As he walks so pretty girls. Right, and the only thing you've got to do with this is even trickier is try to sing over the top of that last riff. So it goes yes, I got everything. You've got to sing over that as well, which is a bit tricky. Yes, I got everything. And then we go into the second verse, and again, it's exactly the same to play as the first verse. Okay, so let's do from the end of the last line of the first verse, where it goes. I see what's so pretty. Yes, I got everything that I need. I wouldn't ask for more, and there's no one I'd rather be. I just wish I had never been born. Right, now at the end of the second verse, again it goes to that B minor, reborn. And the riff, you can play the same riff again, the one we did before, but on the record it's basically, it's a bit shorter. Instead of going, it's that. If if you want to do it the same as the record, it's a sort of a bend up this time. You hit the 5th fret of the 2nd string, bend it up, and then back down again, and then hit it without bending. Then the 3rd on the 2nd, and then the G minor strum. So the first one is bend first, you bend pre-bend, and then let it down. The second one is that sort of thing. But you can play the same one all the way through, not that anybody will notice, really. Okay, so there you have it. So that's the end of the 2nd verse, and then you come out of that and you do the first one of those D riffs again, where it goes. But you don't do the 2nd bit. You don't do that one the 2nd time round, okay? So you don't do that one the 2nd time round, you only do that the 1st time, okay? So after you've done that, sorry. At that point we go into the solo, which I'm going to cover in the next lesson. The rhythm to the solo is very, very simple. A bit of a pause there after you've done, and it goes all that sort of thing. Right, we're into the middle section of the song there. Okay, so the rhythm for the actual solo, if you don't want to play the solo, or somebody else is playing the solo, it's basically D. It's just strumming, there's no fiddly bits, okay? Just straightforward chord work. So it's D, A6, that's that bar, just the bar, no pinky on the 5th fret or anything, just that chord. First 4 strings barred at the 2nd fret, open 5th string, to a G minor, back to D. And you do that twice, right? Right, and we're off into the middle section of the song. Just so, but I will be covering the actual solo itself, okay, hopefully on the next lesson. So if you've got somebody who can play the solo, or you want to play the solo against somebody else's rhythm, okay. So hopefully I'll see you in the next lesson. So we'll just go through the whole thing again, shall we? So here we go, right from the beginning of the 1st verse. Shall I tell you about my slowly ride? They say I'm a man of the world. I fall across every time. I'm a sailor to go. Guess I got everything I need. I would ask for more, and there's no one I'd rather be. I just wish I had never born. Something like that. And then the solo. Okay, so there you have it. So thanks very much for watching and listening. Hope that helps you play that bit of the song, and we'll move into the solo in the next lesson and how the song finishes. Okay, bye for now.